Alright, so I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to do it quick because I'm going to go watch shows with my wife. But I wanted to record a reacts video. I've never done it before, and I know a lot of my friends are excited for this movie, and just this trailer alone. It's funny that they released 3 teasers for the trailer. It's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anywho, I'm going to play the new Star Wars trailer. I've never seen it. I feel like a little kid right now. I'm not going to lie to you.
Who are you?
I'm no one.
A little loud.
I was raised to do one thing. But I've got nothing to fight for.
Nothing will stand in our way. I will finish what you started.
There are stories about what happened.
It's true. All of it. The dark side. A Jedi. They're real.
The Force. It's calling to you. Just let it in.
Pretty good. Damn it. No Luke. Why is there no Luke? Alright. I'll catch you guys later on. Come on and punch it, kid, into hyperspace, because the Spice Mines of Kessel just ain't my fate. Hey, how you doing? Let's talk about Star Wars. Obviously, we got a lot to talk about. You saw the react. I didn't express, I think, how I really did feel about the trailer. The trailer blew me away. I mean, I'm thrilled and excited to be back into the world of Star Wars again. Now, as a lot of you know, I was about 2 years old, and the first thing I can ever remember is waking up that morning, going to the theater and seeing Star Wars and watching the TIE Fighters. I specifically remember TIE Fighters tearing across the screen. That's the first thing I can remember in life. Star Wars has been a part of my life right from 1977. I was 2 years old. I was born in 1975. And ever since then, one way or another, it's been a part of my life. There's never been a year that's gone by that I haven't owned or purchased something Star Wars, watched something Star Wars, heard something Star Wars. It doesn't matter. I love Star Wars more than anything, and I don't like Star Trek, okay? So I apologize. I know. Enough from the peanut gallery. Anywho, I watched the trailer, you watched the trailer, you've already seen a million reacts videos, so this is mostly for people probably that I know, or people who happen to stumble across it. So I hope you guys like it, no matter what you're, who you are to me, you're still special. You're in here. I feel you through the Force. It's sexy. All right, guys. So here, let's take a look at this. This is the first image we see in the trailer. This is Rey. She is scavenging a downed Star Destroyer on Jakku. We all know this. This is nothing new to us. This scene was really beautifully played out with the very gentle and mild music in the background, and we see her, swooping down into the Star Destroyer. The next scene I find, well, take a look at this. This is a strong comparison to Luke on Tatooine. I think you know the scene where he's just standing out there, hanging out, looking over the desert. She's in motion. Nonetheless, you can tell from the next scene, actually, that she is feeling very trapped. Or at least that's how I interpret it. Maybe I'm interpreting it wrong. Maybe she just has to go to the bathroom. I have no idea. Either way, though, they have very humble and meager beginnings, both of them, as they start the movie. So there's already that comparison drawn there. Is she related to him? Is she a niece? Is she a brother, sister, mother, father? I don't know. I have no idea. Rumors tend to lean towards the fact that she may be... Oh, yes, by the way, before we go any further, I don't think I've spoiled anything yet, unless you didn't want to see the trailer. And if you didn't want to see the trailer, then it'd be very strange that you'd be watching this now. Anywho, there will be some spoilers throughout this. I'm going to do my best to warn you ahead of time so that I don't have to, just say spoiler alert for the whole video. So when they're coming up, I'll do my best, and maybe we'll signal it with this little Rebel Alliance logo here. So... spoiler warning. I think it's pretty much assumed that it's too bad, like how well people quickly piece things together. And I could be wrong, but the first assumption is this is Han and Leia's child. They probably hid her on a desert planet to keep her from whatever. I don't know. Seems strange at this point that you'd keep doing this. Like, obviously it doesn't work. I mean, it's painful to see, They track you down. They'll get you. Whether she is or not, though, she seems to be the lead character in the new movie, in Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Her and, of course, Finn. So, let's meet Finn here. He looks distraught and in trouble and frightened and like he has no control throughout most of the shots I've seen of him in the movie. I hope he's got more of a personality and we get to meet him, early on in the movie. Because this is just weird that, like, he has, like... I don't know, he's just always in shock. Like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know. John Boyega is a great actor. I really liked him on 24. I haven't seen him in much other than that movie, which was phenomenal. Whatever. Finn is obviously a stormtrooper. We're assuming here that he's trying to escape from something. It looks like he was shot out of orbit and landed on Jakku. I'm thinking he might have stolen Kylo Ren's puppy. That's my theory. That's the one I'm sticking with for now. I could be wrong about that. Probably not. So here we get the TIE crashing onto Jakku. He's escaping, and now apparently he's looking for his lost puppy because it's no longer with him. I don't know. He's obviously defecting from the New Order, as it's called now. I do find it interesting as we're seeing all this at the beginning. Most likely, just the beginning of the movie will be on Jakku itself, I'm assuming. I don't know. I could be wrong. Because it definitely looks like they might go back there at a certain point. Now, I know trailers aren't usually chronological, so I'm not assuming that. But I'm assuming there does seem to be some questions as to how many times, how often they are on Jakku. Okay, so here's Kylo Ren. This is the first time we hear him, I think. We've heard him in a toy form and maybe a voiceover in one of the other trailers. I can't remember. But nonetheless, this is the first time we're actually hearing his real voice, how he's going to sound when he talks. Obviously, he's done something to his mask to alter the way he sounds. He's really, from what I understand, this is a spoiler alert. He's a big... So, Kylo Ren is a Darth Vader fanboy, apparently. He's collecting the helmet. He's trying to get the saber, from what I understand, what I've read, the rumors I've heard through the grapevine. It'll be interesting how his character plays out. Is he related to a Skywalker or a Solo? I'm assuming yes in this case, too. If I had to throw out my theory, I'd say probably Rey and Kylo are most likely brother and sister. That's my theory. I've read it places, but that's how I feel. As we can see, Kylo's very pissed that his puppy's missing, and he's going after Finn, apparently. Finish what you started. Imperial plans, destroy the Jedi, turn Luke to the dark side, could have a deeper connotation. Is there something else going on here? What does he mean exactly by that? I mean, are we supposed to just take it as he assumes Darth Vader to the end was this dark and sinister character who was hell-bent on intergalactic domination? I don't know. As we hear later in the trailer, a lot of this has become myth and legend. It's not even known if it really happened or ever happened. That really sparks some interest in me. Let's take a little break and talk about that for a minute. The idea that episodes 4, 5, and 6 were are now considered legend. Like those people, those characters, those individuals, like how many of them actually were real? What events around that, those 3 movies actually really occurred in the Star Wars universe? And so it makes the reappearance of Han, Luke, and Leia that much more potent and powerful, and so much more meaningful to me, at least. Because they're my heroes, you know what I mean? They're the ones that rescued me growing up. They're the ones that I played with their action figures. So to think of them now as becoming these legends, these folklores in a way, is really interesting to me. And I want to see how that works into the movie. That could be really interesting. So that also leads me to believe that there are either Sith or Dark Jedi or Force-sensitive individuals who lean towards the dark side of the Force that are now in touch with the past, and they're learning from the past and adapting, and I don't know what they would want with all of Vader's, unless it's just a ceremonial thing. Or perhaps, there's talk of spoiler alert, there's talk of Hayden Christensen getting in shape for Episode 8. So you gotta wonder, now you could do a flashback. That's the only way he would ever need to be in shape unless he was cloned. That's my theory. If they're bringing him into the movie as an individual, like they're gonna go forward with that. The thing is would he be the same? Would I don't know. We'll talk about that later on. I got this down here. Let's just keep rolling with this before my battery dies. Okay, yes. So here's Poe being tortured. This whole scene reminds me of the scene on Bespin where Han's being tortured, and Vader's there, and so on and so forth. But this, it looks like he's actually using the Force to do something with Poe's head, or he's torturing him. I don't know. Something's going on in there, Force-like. What could it be? I don't know. Is this some new Force power we've never heard of before? Or is he, is he attached to a machine? Is he torturing him that way? I don't know. But it'd be interesting to find out one way or another. When they capture Poe, does Poe escape? Or is this the end of Poe? Do we get introduced to Poe just like we did to Darth Maul, and boom, he's gone in the next movie? I have no idea. Okay, so the scene, I don't know if I have a picture of it or not. If I do, I'll put it up here and we'll show it to you. The planet being torn apart by fire. Now, we've got another super planetary weapon here again. Actually, this is interplanetary, whole systems. It can wipe out whole star systems. Star Killer base it's located on, this frozen planet below the surface of the planet, I guess. It looks like from the poster also, if you look at that, that there might be some kind of a force field there, which in the original, in Jedi, the force field was projected from the Endor, the moon of Endor. So, one of the moons of Endor, I can't remember which one. Yes, I'm not crazy, man. I love Star Wars, but I'm not crazy. So, does it have its own force field built around the planet, or is it projected from another moon or something? Who knows? Anywho, I would hate to see just another super weapon be the whole basis of... I mean, it's not going to be obviously the whole basis of the movie, but there's a lot going on in the story. And I would imagine, just like in the original movies, if there is something like this, they're going to want to take it out. Let's take it out, brothers, before they can use it. It's really upsetting that the Empire is still around, actually. I would like to have seen something new, like... nonetheless, I'm sure I'm not going to be disappointed by The Force Awakens. Oh, here it is. This is the scene I was just talking about earlier. How they're talking about myths and legends, and to hear Han that we see here for the very first time. This is probably my favorite moment of the trailer itself, because Han Solo has always been my favorite character. Love Han Solo. I mean, I'm not talking about just in Star Wars. I'm talking about characters in general, superheroes. You name it. Like Han Solo is the most iconic character to me that I really appreciate as, I appreciate Harrison Ford for doing such an amazing role, creating someone like that, and like Indiana Jones too. But Han has always trumped Indy for me. Okay, so we get through that little scene there together. I think they're going to Maz Kanata's castle. But this is interesting to me. Now, no reaction video that I've seen so far has made mention of this, and I think it's going to turn out to be important, and it ties in a little bit with this picture here. Look at the gun. Look at the front of the gun. Okay, let's go back to Kylo. Let's zoom in a little bit there. Chewie, can you zoom me in a little bit? Excellent. Okay, what is he holding in his other hand? I'm assuming it is a lightsaber. It doesn't necessarily have to be a lightsaber, but based on the image that I'm seeing, this video, it looks like it's a lightsaber. Now, later on, we see him doing battle with somebody, wielding a blue lightsaber. Did he win? Did he cut his arm off? Did he kill him? Nonetheless, I'll get to that in a few moments. But I have to believe that I think that is a lightsaber in his hand. These are the Knights of Ren, for what I understand too. Ren must be the organization that really likes Darth Vader, that worship Vader. And if that's the case, that's cool. That's an interesting little concept there. Okay, yeah, so that gun, to me, it looks like the front of that gun is a lightsaber. Could it be that Captain Phasma is a Sith? I mean, or being trained by a Sith? I mean, the rule of two may not even apply anymore. There's no one around anymore to enforce it. So if the Sith were to choose to rise up again, they make their own rules at this point, I would think. They'd probably actually do exactly the opposite of what the stupid Sith before did. Then why would you do that? Okay, yes, there's a lot of infighting, yet you still have somewhat numbers. If you don't have numbers, if it's 2 against... Well, I guess they did a pretty good job, didn't they? God damn it. Okay. Alright, Star Wars normally follows a formula where you have a lot of space battles. You know, you got Star Wars, the Death Star they go after at the end. You got Empire. Empire doesn't... No, Empire I guess doesn't. And then Jedi does, though, of course. And, of course, you know, if you go back to the prequels, you'll see that most of them end, or there's a lot of space combat. So, I haven't seen a lot of space combat in these trailers. Most of it's been on the planet, in scenes like this, where they're... I don't know where they are. I imagine that's Maz's castle that we were talking about earlier. And there's a lot of ground battles, like with spaceships, which is interesting. So, I don't know if we're going to get that epic space battle that we do every time. I imagine the movie will start with something, you know, in space, as it always has. If you break that formula, you've already disappointed your audience a little bit, I think. I mean, you don't have to. This could be a fresh beginning, and it could, you know, knock it out of the park. But you got to start Star Wars that way. Okay, I'm going to kill this camera and take a quick little break. I'm going to put this camera in its place, and we're going to go down to one camera because this is going to die any second. So hang tight, and I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Let me guys know what you think about the difference in audio and video quality at this point in the comments below. Let me know what you think about these videos too. If you've ever watched any of my other videos, they're kind of fun, wacky. We do a lot of Oreo and food reviews. We do a show called Spiritually Challenged where I try different drinks. Like, probably drinking too much over here. And of course, we got the meme show coming up where I overanalyze memes for you for a half hour. And we talk about all kinds of other funny things while I drink, as I do every night on the Vodkast. Thank God we don't film every night. Anywho, okay, let's pick up. Where were we? Okay. Finn looks a little confused here, doesn't he? This is a weird exchange to me. I don't quite get it. Like, I haven't learned their relationship yet. Have they... I mean, do they have a relationship yet? Have they met? Or is this the first time he's just like, hey, man, how you doing? You know, I have no idea. But it's just interesting because it's a little out of just like character. It's like, it's almost like a day-to-day occurrence rather than an event occurring in a movie. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say there, but anywho, okay. Okay, now I don't know if anybody saw this when they're going into, I assume this is Maz's castle here. This is supposed to be almost like a Jabba's fortress from what I understand, kind of a scoundrel just like Han Solo. Look at that. That is the Boba Fett Mandalorian little flag there. Now, I don't know if that's foreshadowing. You never know. Or if it has anything to do with the movie whatsoever. But it's interesting to note that it's up there. I'm assuming those are all the people that she's had to deal with through the years. It could be anything. I don't know enough about this character yet to really make a judgment on it, but I just find that one interesting. Isn't that other one too? There, I don't know. Okay, here we go. The Jedi, it was all real. Is this Luke, or are they trying to throw us a curveball here? Now, every time we've seen Luke talking, or a mention of Jedi or Luke, you see that hand go into R2's head. But I'm also looking at the fire to the left. Now, this could be, there's a lot of things this could be. It could be Jakku. Spoiler alert. Supposedly there's a scene where Kylo Ren comes in, and this is what makes Finn defect from the New Order, the First Order. Kylo Ren comes to the planet, and they're looking for the lightsaber, I believe. And so he starts just burning villagers and just destroys that whole little city area, from what I understand. If Finn were to see that, that might move him emotionally. He may want to leave the First Order because he'll realize how terrible they really are. Okay, end of spoiler alert. Good. What if this isn't Luke? What if this is someone else? We haven't seen a lot of characters, and I want to talk about that at the end. Supreme Leader Snoke, General Hux, and Captain Phasma. All three of them make, well, two of them make no appearance whatsoever in this trailer. The third one is like a 2-second little thing where she's walking by, basically, or walking towards the camera. Anywho, we'll get to that afterwards in a minute. But are they trying to distract us with what Han is saying? What is the fire? Are they on Jakku? Is this Luke? Maybe he's tracked them to Jakku, and he's seen this fire that, as I just talked about in the spoiler. So a few things that tip me off that this might not be Luke is the arm is a little bit thinner. Mark Hamill, even though he lost a lot of weight for this role, he's still, is a relatively, bigger guy. He's not big. He's not like John Goodman at his worst big, and he's certainly not, Sheldon Cooper. What the hell is that? Jim Pearson. Pearson? I don't know. But it seems a little too thin. Now, the hand. Obviously, he could have had the hand, altered, manipulated, replaced. Maybe he got in a fight. Who knows? If this is Luke. But what if it's not? Who could it be? If you have any theories, put them in the comments below. I have no idea. The only thing I can think of is maybe this is like... Maybe Kylo Ren is trying to... Maybe this... I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, let's move on. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the next picture that I chose. If not, I'll just throw it in here. Okay, so here we see that Rey is extremely upset. She's crying. She looks heartbroken. Something's just happened to someone, I imagine. Now, huge spoiler alert. There's a vicious rumor going around that Han is killed by Kylo Ren at some point in this movie. And it turns out that he's, his father. That's tough to swallow, man. I really hope they're wrong. I mean, it would be emotional, it would be powerful, it would be ballsy to kill off one of the original heroes. However, I hope they don't. I really want to see him in the next few movies. I'd like to see him reunite with Luke. I'd like to see him reunite with Lando at some point, I don't want that character's end to come in this movie. I'm a little upset by that. End of spoiler alert. Chewie has a boo-boo. You see that? Chewie's got a boo-boo. What is it? I guess that's not a huge deal. I'm sure it won't play a part in the movie. There was a rumor a while back saying that Chewie had lost an arm, and we were going to see that in this movie. Maybe that happens at some point in this movie. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it was just a big, stupid rumor. Either way, though, I always thought it would be kind of weird. Like, I don't want to go to conventions and hug Chewie with a metal arm. No offense to people with metal arms. If you got a metal arm, that's cool, man. I mean, it's not cool. It's not cool what happened to you or what. I don't know. I'm just going to shut the fuck up. All right. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so it looks like they're being rescued or something. What's up with that? That's a very Star Wars-y moment to me, though. If you look at that, that seems very in Star Wars-esque fashion where it's like, oh shit, we're in trouble. No, we're not. We're saved. This all worked out. You know what I mean? Jedi, there's that scene where Chewie pops out of the AT-AT and, or the AT-ST and looks down and it's Han. He's like, get down here. No, wait. That scene. It almost has that same kind of feel to it. Okay, let's see. So Rey looks pretty fucking pissed here, and I'm assuming it's after whatever we see happen in that previous picture that could have been somebody, one of the characters downed, and she's very upset by it. So what if she's after Kylo Ren, chasing him? I paused the video specifically at this point too. Look at her eyes, look at the blaster, look at the red. Like, I mean, if this is vengeance, that's dipping into the dark side right there. What if she's not the good guy? What if she turns out she's the bad guy in all these movies? Okay, this one, it takes the cake for a lot of original classic Star Wars fans. Okay, just knowing that Han and Leia, before whatever may happen with them in their world, we get to see them together on film holding each other one last time. And now, I could be wrong. You know, we might see this many more times, and we might even get sick of it. But the fact of the matter remains is I'm glad that we got to see them together one more time before it was all said and done. Before this movie has been released, and we've seen it, and we know what happens, and who goes on to wonderful things, and who doesn't. Ah, yes, here it is. This is very climactic of the trailer itself, too. Now we see Finn has... Finn, why does he have it? He has Luke's original lightsaber, Anakin's saber. He's holding it up, and one of the toys, I believe, says something along the lines is, "That is my weapon," and that's Kylo Ren saying that to Finn. Well, he's obviously coming after it. They're going to do battle. How long is this battle going to last? Finn's never been trained with a lightsaber, I'm sure. Unless there's a really crazy montage scene. Wouldn't that be crazy if they did like a, "It's time to fight to become a Jedi"? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? I say that all the time. People must get sick of it. Anywho, another thing you can notice here, obviously, bling, is that Kylo Ren does not have his helmet on. You can see hair there. It actually looks like Jon Snow. I think this is where Jon Snow ends up. It is winter here. It's cold. It's snowing. Why has he taken the helmet off? Is there a reason why he's not wearing it anymore? Is he showing his face, or has he been asked to show his face? What is the reason behind this? What if, we're told that this is Adam Driver? What if, what if this turns out that, that was the big swerve the whole time, and this is someone else under there? Probably not. I'm probably wrong on that one. But it's interesting to see him without the helmet, because you never saw Vader without... Well, you did in that one scene from Empire where you could see the back of his head. So why isn't he wearing the helmet? Did something happen? Did he take it off? I have no idea. But this is the fight where I assume... I believe he probably will acquire the lightsaber. Does he take Finn's hand to get it? Who knows? That could be interesting. I mean, Jedis always lose a hand. You don't have to lose a limb to be a Star Wars movie, but it always is that little, who's going to lose something? I don't know, especially with the prequels, because you didn't have much to look forward to with those. I'm not going to get into that. Okay. So after all is said and done, here is General Hux. This is a promotional photo of him. I don't know where it was released to, but... my theory is that he's got to be related to Obi-Wan. He's got to be a descendant of Obi-Wan. There's too much of that. You can't not have that in the Star Wars universe. You can't not have associations and affiliations with other characters, because I think it's a character-driven. I mean, obviously it's story-driven too, but it's one of those phenomenons that manage to capture both entities and hit you in the heart and the head and the soul with it every turn. It was just such a well plotted and planned trilogy, not compared to the the prequels. And so this guy sounds and looks like, if you see him with a beard or whatever, he's Obi-Wan. Like, why else is this character in this movie? Like, what is General Hux? He's a general. Okay, we know that. There's generals. There's always been those. They usually don't last long with Vader around. Vader's gone now. So now we have Kylo Ren, but he's not the ultimate, I would imagine someone with the name of Supreme Leader Snoke is most likely the Supreme Leader. I don't think you can go beyond that unless you're extra supreme or something. I have no idea. But so we've seen nothing of this character. We've heard rumors that possibly he's some kind of a snake or lizard type creature or humanoid. But General Hux has got to be, obviously, he's got to be a distant descendant, maybe a grandson of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Maybe not, but it seems pretty likely that he would be. And if they didn't take advantage of the fact that he looks and sounds like Obi-Wan, but yet they still cast him in the movie, what the fuck? What if he's a clone? What if he's Obi-Wan? What if he's Obi-Wan's clone? So, is Supreme Leader Snoke the new Emperor? Is he a Force-sensitive character? Is he a Dark Jedi? Is he a Sith Lord? What is he? And if he is Sith, all right. So here's something that really this is kind of binds the whole movie together for me. Is why aren't there Jedi and Sith up to this point, or have they been? I imagine they'll tell that story somehow, relatively quickly through the beginning of the movie. Why there is the New Republic. I keep wanting to call it the New Republic. The Resistance or the First Order. Obviously, a lot of people don't know that the Emperor and Vader died on the Death Star, or supposedly died on the Death Star. We also know through the extended universe that cloning and bringing other characters back is not an impossibility and has happened. Now, obviously, EU doesn't exist anymore. Unless it's Disney approved. So, nonetheless, though, they never said that they wouldn't take ideas from the extended universe. Is this another Phantom Menace? Is he another behind-the-scenes guy? Or is he... Because it sounds like, we hear him, I believe, in the first teaser trailer. Yeah, there's been Awakening. Was that him? Maybe it wasn't him. I can't remember. I don't remember if Andy Serkis ever said that was him or not. But nonetheless, is this guy pulling the strings behind the scenes, or is he widely known? Because we don't see him. Even if you look at that scene on the stage, where the First Order is all on this planet, this snow ice planet. I can't remember if they've named it yet or not. And you see, I believe, Kylo Ren, Captain Phasma, and General Hux on the stage with a bunch of stormtroopers and snowtroopers. But you see no Snoke that I can see on there. I mean, maybe he's on there. We also don't know about Max von Sydow. I can't remember how you pronounce his name. We also haven't learned about that character that he's playing. Supposedly he's a junk dealer on Jakku, from what I heard. Adam Driver. I really thought originally when I saw Adam Driver for the first time, he was going to have some connection to Count Dooku. Maybe he still will. That would be kind of neat. Because that would be an interesting twist on it. So that would mean a descendant of Count Dooku was actually hunting down Vader stuff. I imagine he would... Maybe it's something like he wants to bring him back just to kill him. I don't know. I have no idea. Alright, so that's all I got for you, man. These are my theories. This is what I liked about the trailer and what I thought I would pull apart for you guys. What I noticed, what other people may not have noticed. Maybe people have noticed. Nonetheless, I hope you loved it. I hope you love spending time here on the Vodkast. I want to be your neighbor. Oh, I want to be your neighbor. Thank you guys for always coming back. Seriously, it means the world to me. Follow me on the social media. It's always at GEYCEN. If you go there, you'll find me under GEY. Yeah, you get it. Don't forget to make somebody smile tomorrow, and make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were today. Tomorrow, let's make the world spin a little bit happier together. Let's sing and dance as one in the sun and in the rain, my brothers and sisters. Live life to the fullest and love every moment of it, because you just never know when that last moment's going to come. But never live in fear. Always live in love. Never let your inner child die. Take care of yourself, take care of one another, and take care of those around you who can't take care of themselves, because they are the ones that need it the most. I'm Jason Albera. This is another episode of the Vodkast, and I hope you loved it. And I will see you a little bit further on down the road, folks. Take care.